Alright, YouTube, I'm back. Another day. It's a little cloudy, which means it's nice and cool. That's my bow case for my longbow. I love it. It's a really nice case. Keeps care of my hunting tools. There's my arrows. My baby stroller, I also use it to hold my tablet so I can record videos, and as you can see, it holds my bow accessories and bow. There's my wonderful Toyota. Gotta love it. This is my little granite pit. Ooh, look, a deer. Hunting season. Just kidding. Wish it was. I'd bag that deer right now. We need meat big time. Ooh, what a perfect shot. I'm so glad to YouTube you guys get to see this. Isn't that deer beautiful? I only hunt to eat. I never ever hunt just to kill. When I hunt, it's to feed my family. That is it. Or another family that's starving and has no means to. That's when I step in and take action. Awesome. Now where's the doe? Where's the buck at? He's gotta be somewhere around here. Okay. Well, deer's gone. But I want you guys to see my view we have here in California, Portola, California, in the Sierra Mountains. Come on, focus in now. What is the deal? Focus. Man, the autofocus just kills me sometimes. But I love these mountains. The Sierra Mountains. It's a little hazy and smoky because we have a fire in the next county over. But it's beautiful. I love it up here. Like all this scenery, all the wildlife, all the beautifulness just is what makes me not want to leave. Oh yeah, I just learned about a new species, a predator in the mountains you must watch out for. They're called mountain tigers, and they are nuts. They're always after your nuts. Just kidding. That's what we call the squirrels around here. Mountain tiger. It's just a little inside joke. It's funny. But I really do love this mountains. I love all of it. I really won't focus in a long ways away. That's kind of weird. Focus! Man. Okay. Anyways, I just had to let you guys see my view of my mountains and stuff. Usually I get my bow strong and everything like that first, but I figured there's might be some people that don't even know how to string a longbow, which a longbow, in my opinion, is way easier to string than a recurve. Recurves have a tendency to twist on you when you're bending them back if you don't have the stringer, if you're just trying to do it by hand. And I've had them corkscrew on me and just twist and break. So your longbows, they're way easier to string up. I'll show you. That's why I saved it to... Usually I'll get all that crap done before I even turn on the camera, but I got to thinking about it and realized there might be some people that don't even know how to string a bow. And it's fairly simple as long as you have it set up right. show you. This video I'll have to mark the actual name of my bow, so people that are wanting to see reviews on it, they can watch it on YouTube. This is the Ozark. The Mountain Man Gear. OMP. October Mountain Products. The Sierra. I guess it's not the Ozark. Weird. But anyways, that's besides the point. That's irrelevant of my whole purpose of doing this right now. Take it, always make sure you have your string attached on the bottom, and make sure that it's always in there nice and flush, okay? Before you even do anything else. And then you have this string. Here, let me just start all over from basic one. Here's your string. Here's your bow. Okay? Take the string, maybe I should back up. You take the top of the string, slide it over the limb of the bow and down. Down pretty far. Then you take the bottom string and you loop it onto the notch. Make sure your bow is facing the right way. Alright? Then you take it, make sure it's flush and tight against the bottom. Keep tension on the string. Just pinch it as you can see that I'm doing. And just pull up. Okay? And as you keep going up, you get the top of the string to the top of the bow right here. Okay? Keeping the tension on the bottom so that bottom string don't move. Then, this is how I do it. There's other fancier ways, but all we need to do right now is your basic of loading the bow. I'll step over, put my knee right into the base of my bow right here. And then I'll grab the top of my bow right here. I'll push, but make sure the string's above your hand when you grab, okay? And then you push down, and bend and snap. Bam. And bend and snap. Just kidding. But then it's strong, man. And on long bows, you don't have to do as often as you would on your crossbows or anything. Crossbows mainly, you have to re-wax them. Like after every 5 shots, you need to wax the string and wax the rail just to keep your string life up on the crossbows. Because crossbows really they really tear up the crossbows really tear up the strings and the limbs, especially on the railing. Like if you don't keep those things waxed up, the string rubbing down the railing is going to get frayed right there. And if you don't wax the string all the way up, say this is the crossbow like this, you got to wax it all. Like this bow, after every time I shoot, I wax my string. It's necessary to wax your strings to keep your strings from drying out and getting frail and breaking. When you have that drier wax in there, it keeps the integrity of the string to where it has that flex without snapping. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, but I do have a couple frails of string coming off, and that's due to lack of waxing. When I first started, when I got back into my bow shooting, there was a lot of things I forgot, and not only that, there's a lot of new tech stuff that we weren't even taught back in the day when I was shooting my bow, back in like 87, 89, when I was 7 or 9 years old. But you take your wax, which I ordered my bow bag, my bow, my string, all my accessories from Amazon. My bow wax. This is for crossbows, but it's for any bow, any string. Doesn't, that's what it's all about. It's like chapstick, but you just take it and wax your string, rub it in, and I'll move my silencers up. Make sure you get every part of your string because you don't want it being weak in any areas. Definitely want to take care of it. That's some good fun. But if you're going to have tools like this, you really got to be safe and figure out all the things that are necessary to keep your hunting tools lifespan as long as possible. Because in order for you to even hunt with the weapon, you got to learn how to use it first. You got to learn all the quirks of it, what works, what doesn't work. I mean, honestly, that's just how you got to do it. You just got to keep going and going and just figure out what it can take and what it can't take. And so it's fairly simple. That's all you got to do. And just do that after every time you go out shooting with your longbows. If you want to keep your string good for quite a while. I mean, I do have an extra string. There's no sense in dinking this one up when I can make it last as long as possible. Now, if I start getting more frays than that, I don't know if you can see that or not, but if I start getting more than this, then it's going to be time to take this one off and save it for a spare, like just in case, and put my new camo string on that I got. And then, of course, I'll have to put a new knock on there, but that's nothing. That's a piece of cake. But I really, really like this bow. I've been impressed with it ever since I bought it. When I first bought it, let me come up and show you guys. I don't know if you can see it, but when I first bought this, let's see, where'd it go? Right here. Right there, there's a fracture in the fiberglass on my bow. I don't know if you can see it, but I put a marker line on it to see if it was going to spread, and before it even spread, I sanded it and super glued the shit out of it, hoping it would keep it from splitting, and so far, it's worked. I'm glad I did that, but man, when I ordered this in the mail, she was pretty rough. The package that it came in was just bent and just broken over, you know, one of them hard tubes. It was just messed up, the tube was. But this was perfectly straight, nothing wrong with it. But I almost have a feeling in the packaging, going through the warehouses, they got shit jammed into something on the conveyor belt, hit something, and the package behind it could have bent it the way it's not supposed to be bent, and put that fracture in the top of my bow. And it hasn't moved yet, thank God. Because man, I paid $230 for this bow, you know, it's a really nice bow. One of these days when I get the money, I'm talking like $1,200, I'm going to buy me a Black Swan bow. Black Swan makes the best bows, long bows, recurve bows that anybody could possibly buy. Black Swan even makes bows for people that have messed up shoulders and backs, and they make a specialized bow to where it's still a 75-pound bow, but it feels like you're only drawing like 30 pounds back. It's a trip. And it's a long bow, which I think that's pretty damn cool. So today, my focus in shooting is going to be anchor point and stance. So that's what I'm going to work on today, because I've been watching videos and just always want to study when you learn about something. Even if you think you know everything, you still study, because if you think you know everything, then you're just dumb. Only stupid people say, I know everything. Or not even stupid, don't get me wrong on that, because there are some really smart people who be like, I know everything, But when they say that, they're ignorant. Because nobody knows everything. And a real true smart person will tell you that. You can't learn everything. There's not enough time in our biosuit bodies to learn everything. We just don't have the time. Now, if we could live forever, it's a possibility. Because we only use 9% of our brain, 7% or something like that. So, yeah. Alright. So, those of you who didn't know how to string a bow, bam, there you go. Fairly simple. Pretty easy. Okay, anchor point. Let me explain what that is. Okay, my anchor point, first of all, when you're shooting at your target, let me back up so you can see me because I keep doing this to myself. First of all, when you're aiming at your target, say my target's this way. I'm going to stand to it sideways, just like this. My feet are going to face that way, and my target's going to be over here. Okay, get your stance. And then your anchor point, you know, with a longbow, it's meant to keep at an angle like this when you shoot, okay? Because if you bring it like this, your arrow's just going to fall off. So you got to keep a slight lean on your bow, okay? But your anchor point, draw your arrow back to your cheek or wherever's comfortable on your body, to your cheek, right here, back here, up to your nose, like anywhere like it's comfortable. But that's the position you want to draw back to every single time you shoot. Every time. So if you can remember that every time you take a shot, you should be fairly more accurate, from my understanding. And another mistake that a lot of people make from the beginning is the way they're holding their bows. You know, they'll take it and they'll hold it with their thumb like this. You know, and then when they're shooting, they're like doing this bit, just wobbling around. You know, and you just don't have the strength. You don't want to work that hard. You want to take the bow and put your palm behind it, okay? Like so. Bam. That's where you want it rested. Get your stance. Breathe. Steady yourself. Anchor point. Aim with the tip of the arrow. My string's getting a little worn out, so my arrows are starting to fall off, which that's irritating. Alright, so now to some 40-yard shots. This will be my first shot of the day, so let's see if I can hit it. Because I'm going to incorporate the anchor point, the stance, and relaxing and all that. Let's see what I can do. And usually I'm an instinctive shooter. I just aim and shoot. And I like that for the fact if you have to hurry up and shoot, you can. But now I want to start dialing down on taking my time aiming and shooting. And because I want to be good at both. I don't see why not. Because both is good for, one, if you can really take your time and get a good shot in, do it. But if you got, like, say, a deer on the run, then you could aim and instinctively shoot a moving target, you know. Now the one thing I will have to say with a longbow, from my understanding, the longer you hold your shot with a longbow, the weaker the shot's going to get. If you want full penetration with a longbow, it has to be like basically a pretty much a fast shot, like quick shot. Pull it and release. Because then it has all that spring action working for you with the limbs. You pull it back and release it, it's still got all that tension. You pull it back and hold it, it loses a good portion of that poundage. But that anchor point seems to be working pretty well. I like it. I hope you guys can see me because I keep, every video I do, it's hard to, I always block my face out. Damn, dude, that's right where I was aiming. Right above that tree. That little branch right there. That'd been a heart shot. Let's see if I can get right next to that. Whoa! I like the anchor point. It makes me happy, dude. Makes me feel like a wee little kid again. Wee little. Oh, the wee little lassies. I know I'm a dork. But that's me, you know? If you know me, you know I'm a class A dork, dudes. I just like survival stuff. I mean, bow staff skills, nunchuck skills. God. These are all the things. I love working with any type of martial arts weapons, survival weapons, just anything like that. I love it. I love it all. I like gaming. I'm a nerd, man. I love all that stuff. Honestly, I am a Trekkie. Love Star Trek. All the generations. Watched them all. You know, my favorite color is brown. You know, I'm just an Earth person. I was born on Earth Day. You know, and there's one that respects this Earth, and I respect our primitive skills that God gave us to utilize. See, I honestly feel that the government is seriously trying to rape all of those skills from us, like even typing, all the things in college class when you go to college and how they have you type everything out. Like, we're honestly losing all of our writing skills, all of our punctuation skills, all of our spelling skills. Like, why did the teachers think that people have bad handwriting in the first place? Because they don't let the students write. They want it typed out. So whenever they do write, it looks like a third grader wrote it. And they're college students, you know? It's funny. I know I'm jumping from topic to topic, but that's what I gotta do. You know, and my point with the government raping our skills from us, like with all the phones, all of the smartphones, all the asking, like, I don't know, let me ask my smartphone, let me ask my phone, let me ask my phone, like, I can't remember hardly anybody's phone number that's in my phone. If I don't have my phone, I'm screwed. I can't just dial somebody's phone number, you know, besides people that are super close to me, like my wife and family member. And that's it. Like, not even all my family members. I don't even know their numbers all the way. But that's the point I'm trying to say is the government is taking all of these skills from us. And so pretty soon, we're going to be completely reliant on them for everything. And that's exactly what they're setting us up for. They are setting us up to give up on all of our skills and survival skills that God gave us all, and the government is making it to where they want us to rely on them for everything, for food, for all of this. I mean, we're not even allowed to go out hunting anymore unless you have a ticket or a hunting license. I mean, God stated in the Bible He gave this earth for us. He says, go and be hunters, go and be fishermen. You know what I mean? When He first created this place, He gave this world to us. I can understand people just poaching and killing for the fun of it. That's, you know, those people definitely need to be taught a lesson, you know. But when you have families that are starving and don't have no food, I believe that they have every God-given right to go out and bag themselves a deer and feed their family. I mean, that is a God-given right. I mean, what would the government rather us do? Go into a fucking store and steal from them and get in trouble and go to jail and be locked up and put away from our kids and family? Or why can't we utilize our God-given right and go out and hunt some freaking meat for our families and do it what men are supposed to do? But no, the government's raping our dignity from us. They're taking our standards of life away. You know, I'm a man. I was raised in the mountains. I want to go hunt and I want to provide for my family in that sense. I want to go fish and catch some fish. I don't want to have to pay $50 a year for a damn fishing license and pay almost the same price for a damn deer tag every year, which you're most likely not going to get because they give you different zones and shit. You know, it's fucking bullshit. That stuff pisses me off. You know, when you have your hungry people that need that food, or you have families that are incapable of going out and hunting for themselves and feeding their families, like, and they're out stealing, like, those people I will help, and if I can, I'll go out and get a deer. And if I can't legally, then I'll go have a buddy that will have his deer tag or something. I mean, I honestly think it is completely unfair and unjust to have our rights taken from us like that. This is supposed to be a country for the people, by the people, but I'm really starting to understand that for the people, by the people, is for the people, by the people from Congress. Those are the only people that they're mattering about, that they care about. They don't give a shit about us. All they want to do from us is be 100% dependent on them and call them mommy and daddy. Feed me. Change my diaper. You know, screw that shit, dude. We're all men and women, and we should be taking care of our shit and doing our stuff. You know, being able to go out and hunt, and being able to go and wash your clothes somewhere without having to go and pay freaking, you know, $2 a load. Like, man, there should be like a huge sink somewhere with some washing boards, and people should be able to go in and wash their damn clothes on some washing boards. Why does everything have to resort to costing money, you know? Why can't the laundromats, you know, certain laundromats, yeah, they can have ones that pay, or they can have ones that people would come in, put their pile of clothes down, and start washing their clothes on a washboard. I'd rather do that, you know, because most of the time, I honestly don't have the money to pay for to wash all my clothes. Like, but I have the time and the strength and the will to wash my family's clothes by hand. Because not only is it good for my kids and my family to have clean clothes, it's one hell of a good exercise for us. It'll make you strong as hell. You know, I know I'm ranting and raving, but this is what I told my YouTube friends and family, that that's what I'm going to start doing. You know, I just want to start talking about my feelings and shit that pisses me off and shit that I love, you know. And one thing that I hate is how our so-called free country is secretly taking our freedoms right in front of our eyes, and we're so blind we don't even care, because the government is so good at media and blinding everybody with all of this crap that they put on TV is just ridiculous, man. Oh my gosh, like, I can't even sit and watch TV with my children without some type of weird freaky shit coming on a commercial, or just something that I don't want my kids seeing, period. but there's no warning, there's no nothing. It's just like blam. I can't take that back from my kids' minds. They've seen it now. I mean, the government loves to rape our free will, to rape our minds, to pollute our minds with pornography, with all this I gotta look better than this person type shit. I gotta have the better clothes than this other person. I mean, really? Why can't, like, the world understand that the government is doing that on purpose to blind us from what they're really doing? You know, everybody that votes and does their voting and does all of this, like, do we really honestly believe that our votes are counting? Or counting against us? That's the question. Because it just seems like whatever Congress wants, that's what they get. What about the people? That's us. We're the poor people. We're the ones that work every day of our lives. And we are making minimum wage and busting ass. And then you have sports players that play football, baseball, basketball. I mean, just all that shit. And they're making millions for playing sports. They're not busting their ass. They're not freaking out getting blisters. I know they're getting broken bones. And, yeah, blisters on their feet and stuff. But I'm saying they're not out contributing to our country's welfare. They're taking from us. Like, they're honestly getting all this money and just spending it on themselves. On cars and gold chains and gold teeth and, who knows, diamond-plated steering wheels. I mean, who knows what these rich people are really spending their shit on. You know, and it's like, back in the day, like when King Solomon ruled over there, every country and land, or every land and county that was around them over there, none of them were hungry. None of them were starving. You know, everyone had everything they needed because King Solomon was a good king. And he was anointed by God. That's the difference. Now, here in America, we don't have anointed people ruling over us anointed by God. They're anointed by rich people that are only looking out for themselves. Right? For themselves, not for us. You see them coming and helping us and catching all our bills up and getting us up to par? Hell no. All you see is their shit getting better. Their pockets getting deeper, fatter. Them getting all these endorsements, and it's ridiculous. You know? It's like the people, we need to stand up for ourselves and our rights in America. We're a free country, but our government is slowly taking that from us. Obama made it to where we can't protest in front of places, and if they want to come and detain you, they can take you without telling your family or anybody where you've gone. Who the hell gives you power to do that shit? Okay, you're just in power appointed over. You know what I mean? You're not my God. You're not my king. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what gives you the right to take our rights? Where does that come from? You know, like, how can... That's the best question. What gives you the right to take our rights from us? You know? You know, and I feel that's a good conversation. I was taking an online class and I wrote a 8-page letter on media. And I sent it to my teacher. And she said it was one of the best free writings she's ever read. But she said she couldn't submit it because it was too powerful. And lo and behold, I was going to print that out so I can have everything that I studied on and all the information I wrote down. But my laptop wound up getting a virus or something, and I had to completely wipe my my laptop out. So all the things that I had saved on there, gone, lost it all. So that's awesome. But anyways, you know, my main thing right now is how all these rich people get treated, and how all of us lower people get treated are so much different. Like, when I'm driving in my nice new Dodge van that I bought for my wife, nobody pulls out in front of me, really at all. But when I'm in my little beater Toyota truck that looks like a piece of crap but runs great, I will have every person in a nice brand new vehicle jet right out in front of me, like every time, dude. And I'm saying, like, I've done a study on this, and it's the truth. Like, people are biased against my truck. They think it's a shitty looking truck, and they're gonna pull out in front of me and get in front of me. Bam, you know. And I've pointed it out to several people, and they didn't believe me until I showed them in both different vehicles, and they're like, "Holy shit, dude, you're right. They are like that." You know, it's what happened to. I remember when rich people were supposed to be the people with all the class and with all the respect and integrity to be nice and whatever when people aren't around. But it seems like the richer you are, the less manners you have, and the less respect you have for other people. Like, I know a lot of rich people that treat me like shit. They looked at me and straight up called me a bum. "Oh, you look like a bum." That's exactly what they told me. When I'm working in the back of a dog kennel, scooping dog shit, and taking care of these 6 dogs, I'm wearing jeans and a shirt and a bandana because I'm sweating. One of these rich board members come in, take one look at me, and immediately tell the manager there, "Well, he looks like a bum. He needs to change everything. Blah, blah, blah." And I'm making less than a minimum wage? Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking rich people. Oh man, rich people just get me going. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all rich people are that way, because I've met some that had really good hearts. But that's far from few. You know what I mean? Most rich people I've met are really selfish people, and they're all about them and how they can gain more. Now, I'm not saying all rich people, please don't get me wrong, but I'm saying there is a lot of people that have a lot of money and they don't do any good with it. It's all bad. You know, and I got to thinking about it, like, I'm pretty content with my family and my life right now. I don't think once, my whole life, I have ever made over even 6-7 grand in a year. Serious, with a family of 5. You know, and I've only made maybe 6 grand in a year, you know, with my jobs that I've done. And I've worked hard doing those jobs. You know, and then there's people that get money every month. I'm not going to say which people, but there's people that get money every month, like thousands of dollars. You know, and it's just weird to me. That's all. I'm not judging people for anything at all in that sense, because everyone's entitled to their own thing, I guess, which I'm entitled to my voice of opinion. And that's all this is my opinion. I'm not saying these are hard facts. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is, if I've piqued your interest, look into it and study into all this, and you'll be really surprised on what you find. And be careful what you study, too, because the government watches every move we make, man. They could be watching me right now. Although it's super cloudy, so I think I'm pretty safe. But they will see this video. they will see this video. That's fine though. I honestly feel I haven't said anything wrong. All I've stated was my opinion and my anger on how people can make so much money doing something that is sports. I thought sports were for recreational and fun. You know? That'd be like me right here shooting my bow. It's a sport. Making millions shooting my bow. That seems ridiculous, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Because it's not worthy of making money like that. It's worthy of getting people and teaching them. That is the payoff. You're teaching somebody to hunt, to fend for themselves. You know what I mean? Just like when you teach somebody to fish. It's the same thing, same concept. Now that is worthy. That is real. You get these guys that have all this talent and they waste it all on the football and the baseball and breaking bones and just ruining their bodies completely when they have such awesome skill and could make such great coaches and could get all of these younger kids and generations that look up to these guys and would want to be taught by these guys. They would give anything and stop anything to be taught by these special people that do sports. Now that is a good job. I feel like if they went and were to teach children the talent and the things that they know, then we would have more and better and elite playing people that could play games and to do those things. And the teacher could make teacher wages, not making millions, because that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. These rich people that control this world are making it seem, everyone putting it in their heads, making them feel like the ones that are in those positions of sports and whatnot, making all that money, are making them feel like they're worthy of all that money. Dude, come on. No, a whole town's worthy of all that money, okay? Because that's doing some good. Do background checks on them, make sure they're not hella hardcore druggies and crap like that, and help some people out. If they're hardcore druggies, maybe pay some bills, help their credit, I don't know, something. You know, like, that's a tough subject. Anyways, you know, I'd go off on that about some other time. I'll do some more looking into that before I say too much. But it's nuts. And I just honestly wish and feel that these people with these great talents of fishing and shooting bows, hunting, sports, all these people that are getting paid high dollar to take these rich people out to go do these things, or to fill stadiums full of rich people, or people that spend their hard-earned yearly wages to buy tickets to go watch these guys play sports it's out of hand. You know, those guys need to put their talents in the right areas. You know, like everyone's trying to please all these older people, and they're all leaving our young generation out. All they care about is going and playing a game and pleasing the crowd, instead of going somewhere and teaching this young generation how to be a good team player and how to be sportsmanlike and to not be a poor sport. I mean, these are things that kids won't learn from anybody else unless they're learning from one of their heroes that play football. Those are going to be the people they truly listen to, like 100% listen to. These people need to pay attention to that. Get off their freaking high horse. Step down. You're all just the same as the rest of us. We're all people. Money's money. blood is blood. We're all the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Get down off your high horses and start looking at the little children and help them and guide them. You know, it only takes 2 people to have a child, but it takes a whole village to raise one. Now, when we have a nation full of bastard children, which I'm a bastard child, I never had a dad, you know. Everything I learned, I taught myself or my mom taught me, you know. So if we could get these guys with all these talents and these women with all these talents to start teaching kids, they themselves, the older gents with the talents and ladies, would get more satisfaction on seeing these young children learn and have happiness on learning something that they love and that they're being taught by somebody that they love. I mean, that is the best way to learn. Why do you think so many people learned so well from Jesus Christ? Because he was a good person, and he was King of Kings, and he chose to dress lowly and to live on the streets, basically, and to sit with the poor and the drunks and the harlots. And he didn't come here for the people that already knew religion. He came here for the ones that were deprived of that. Okay? And for those of you who think they don't believe in Jesus was God's son, just try to think of it as Jesus, even if he wasn't, and I don't even like saying that because Jesus definitely is the Son of God. He's a good man. And he showed you how to be a good man. By example, not by words. You want to teach people, you teach them by example. And if all these other people that have such higher rapport with this younger generation could step off their high horses and to actually go and teach these children out of their hearts instead of doing it because they want to get paid by some funding or they want to look good in some type of media shoot, you know, go home. But if you're one of these guys that would love just to really teach these children, quit wasting your talents, man, and quit beating your bodies up and start teaching these young children, you know, because before you know it, you're not going to have the spunk and the chutzpah to show these children the right moves. You can tell children the moves all you want, and they'll be decent players, but when you can sit here and show them by example, just like Jesus did, he showed us all by example. That's how we need to teach people, by example. So it's just good to teach that way. You know, he was one of the best teachers in the world, and I'm a teacher myself. I went to school for it. I like teaching. I teach the young kids, 3 to 5 years old, the Head Start. Right now I'm just a substitute, but I definitely plan on getting a full-time position as soon as I can, as soon as one opens up. But I honestly feel these people with these talents, you start teaching those talents to these other kids that have interests and are sparked in the same areas. They could use all that money they've earned to set up their own little private schools, their own whatever, and have these children learning from them. You know, they could be really good coaches. Oops. So, I had a lot to say today. And I only had 2 cups of coffee today. Imagine if I had more. Holy cow. You know, and my intentions were, please, I don't want to piss anybody off. I just want to open eyes. That's all. That's all I want to do. You know, because money's great, but life and teaching is greater. Love and kindness and forgiveness and mercy, all those things are good. You know, and that's how a lot of us were being raised to forget these qualities in humans. We're being raised to point at people and laugh when they're getting hurt. What kind of shit is that? You know? I remember sitting down and watching Holmes' Funniest Videos, America's Funniest Videos, when I was younger, and it was actually funny stuff. It was cute, good things. Has anybody seen it now? It's sickening. It's like watching ridiculousness or something. All it is people getting hurt. What the hell? When is people getting hurt funny? What the fuck is wrong with society today when media and us the people are allowing media to teach our kids to point at somebody and laugh at them when they get hurt? You fucking kidding me? Hell no. My kids won't be like that. And they are not like that. We don't watch that shit. We went down to Orville a couple months ago and we're playing down there at the park, visiting Grandma. My kids are trying to play with these other kids at the park and they're being really rude to my kids. Extremely rude. City kids. And we're mountain kids, you know, so we're a lot different. My kids are just wanting to play. These other kids are like being super rude. Okay, and my kids are like, whatever, okay, so they're just playing by themselves together. And then there's this one boy who's trying to climb up this area he's not supposed to go. He gets up to the top and his feet are dangling, and he's like slipping, and he's calling his buddies that are there with him. He's like, help, help. They just turned and looked and pointed and laughed, and he slipped and fell all the way down onto his back and hurt himself hella bad. And all of his so-called friends were sitting there pointing and laughing at him. Out of surprise, my son, this is one of the proudest moments, he walked up and helped that little kid up. And he looked at the other kids and he told them that that wasn't right. Don't laugh at somebody when they get hurt. Tell me that's not beautiful. That's how all of us need to be. You see somebody hurt? Help them. Be there for them. Be the neighbor that we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Stop teaching our kids to laugh at shit like that. Let's laugh at people getting hurt, man. That's real funny. Yeah, I know I'm crying right now, but you know, this is real shit. This is stuff that really pisses me off. It's ruining our children. You don't point at people and laugh when they're getting hurt. That is not godly. That's not even human. That's straight evil. Okay? That is evil. That is Satan at its finest. Teaching our children to laugh when people get hurt. Even when old people fall down and really get hurt, they're pointing and laughing at this shit, making it funny. It's not funny, man. I don't think it's funny. I'll never think it's funny. I'm here for a whole different purpose than that. And I hope that people that watch this video their eyes are opened and they can start getting that out there as well. Stop laughing at people when they get hurt. Get off your ass and go help them. Be a good neighbor. And being a good neighbor means not just your neighbor next to you in your house quarters. No, your neighbor is different counties and different countries. Okay? That's neighbors. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his house, nor his things, nor his manservant, his maidservants, his ass, his ox, nor anything of that matter. We're supposed to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. The two greatest commandments before the 10 is love God with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with all thy soul. The second one is to love thy neighbor as you love thyself. On these two commandments hang all the rest of the law and the prophets. You know? And I'm going to post that. You know, I got emotional for a little bit, and I really did. People can talk shit if they want, but this is powerful stuff. And nobody should teach children to laugh at people when they get hurt. If we could stop doing just that little thing, our world and our children would just be that much better instead of that much worse, right? Wouldn't we rather see our children see somebody hurt and run over and help them and make sure everything's okay and help them up, and then maybe afterwards they can laugh about it together with that person? That's what I'd rather have. I don't want nobody to get mad or angry. If you do, I'm sorry. But if you do get angry for the right reasons. Get angry at the people who are making all this shit happen. Because it's not us people. It's the people. The lights. The White House. The Octagon. Those are the people that are controlling all this shit. Media. Media controls so much, it's not even funny. Man, that's been a good talk. Thank you guys for listening. If you did watch and listen to all that, thank you. I feel a lot better letting that out, to tell you the truth. I'm going to go and put this up really quick after I finish these last arrows. About 40 yards away. Man, that anchor is the shit. So that's what you really want to do, is your anchor point every time, and it really helps tremendously. Whoop. See, I choked up too high. The arrow bounced off my finger. Whoop, missed that one. Alright, let's go see my grouping and see how I did. From all in between all that ranting and raving. And we'll see how my anchor point did for me today. With stance and everything else. Not bad. Not bad at all, really. I'll buy that for $1. It's only one round. I'm only going to do one round today because I rant and raved and talked for an hour. So I don't even know if YouTube will let me post this. But God bless. Love you guys. Peace.